What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and today we have to talk about a story that's been developing extremely fast. Dalton ain't worried and Sako. If you know these people on the screen, like the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because I'm telling you right now, this is one of those stories that I think we need to slow down and actually separate what we know from what people think they know. It started off as one simple question: where Sako turned into divorce rumors, an emotional video from Dalton, rumors about a domestic violence dispute, rumors about Sako's safety, questions about their marriage, questions about another man who was allegedly connected to Dalton, now dealing with Sako, and now we have Dalton himself confirming that he filed for divorce. So tonight we're gonna go through the entire timeline. We're gonna talk about Dalton and Sako's relationship. We're gonna talk about why people noticed something was wrong in the first place. We're gonna talk about the emotional video about his mother. We're gonna talk about the rumors that Sako died. We're gonna talk about everything, the domestic case. We're gonna talk about Dalton himself and what he said in the situation. We're gonna talk about him filing for divorce. We're going to talk about Dalton saying he don't know where she's at. We're going to talk about Sako responding. We're going to talk about allegations involving another man. We're going to talk about everything. So, when did this marriage actually end? Because I think the date could completely change how the internet interprets this entire story. Because before we get started, I want to make shit clear. I'm not here to tell you that these rumors are facts. These are just what we've known, what they've put out on the internet, and these are things that Dalton has personally said. These are things that Sako has indicated. These are things reported by media outlets, and these are things being claimed by people on social media. That's not all the same thing. And if we're going to talk about this responsibly, we got to keep those categories separate, because it's a huge difference between saying this happened and could this have happened. So tonight we're going to ask these questions. We're going to examine the timeline. We're going to look at what's actually been confirmed. So who are Dalton and Sako? First and foremost, for anybody who might not know who these people are, let's start at the beginning. I'm going to show you just a video. Who is Dalton and Sako?
Oh, my beautiful wife's name is Sako. She's from South Africa, and that is a traditional South African name. And it took me about 3 months to be able to pronounce it correctly. Now, as y'all know, she goes by Sako, and Sako is the perfect woman. Cool as hell, awesome. But that's not all. She can be the sock, who likes to party and raise a little hell, but take it too far, maybe fight a bouncer, lose her credit card, and blame me for it.
Flash someone for beads.
Then there's old Sasha, and you guys don't see her much, but she's a heavy metal fucking rah, rah, put the music on in the car, your ears hurt type shit. Yeah. And then there's Psychopath, who's a little evil and jealous, and ready to pounce on a bitch like a goddamn panther just for looking at me. But we love you, babe. You and your 4 personalities.
So this was earlier in their relationship. This was from about 80 weeks ago.
Africa, what's Sako's story? Well, it's time I tell everyone the truth. I'm a princess from a wealthy African nation. My whole life I wanted for nothing but to find a husband who would truly love me in spite of my title. To escape an arranged marriage, I fled to America to find my Caucasian king. Disguised as a foreign exchange student working in fast food, I decided to romance Dalton.
What in the hell can you help me? What are you even talking about?
Just kidding. I actually moved here from South Africa when I was 11, and I've been an American citizen ever since. But I didn't really have your typical American childhood experience. I went to a Christian school with 6 kids in total, 0 sports, 0 prom.
I would've went to the prom with you, babe.
Anyways, I eventually met Dalton and moved to West Virginia, and here we are, redneck ballin'.
So you can see here, these two look completely different. Dalton was a bit bigger, a bit chubbier back in this time, and Sako was a lot slimmer. Since then, they've had a child. They've moved to like a ranch with a big old lake and living the hillbilly redneck the life of their dreams, the American dream. So a lot has changed since
Why
then.
did she leave?
In most more recent times, Dalton and Sako became known for their relationship, for their marriage, for their family, and their lifestyle content. Their brand is "We Ain't Worried," And that is important because their marriage was part of their content. Their relationship was part of the brand. Their family life was part of the brand. Their interracial relationship was part of the public image. Their parenting was part of the content. Their day-to-day life became something that their audience followed. Sako has spoken publicly about her South African roots and being from Johannesburg before moving to the United States as a child. Their audience became accustomed to seeing Dalton and Sako together. But when you have a couple whose entire public identity is built on being a couple and suddenly one half of that couple disappears, people are going to notice. That's exactly what happened. So, where is Sako? In the past 3 videos that Dalton had posted, this is how it all started. So, this was the first video from last week that Dalton posted.
Kind of a weird job, especially when you don't start doing it till you're 35. I make a video the other day talking about some of the sad things I've went through in my life, and that, I'm going through some even sadder things right now. I tell everybody my mother's got cancer, she ain't got long to live, and then I say I got something else going on in my life, and I didn't really speak on that. And because I didn't speak on that, some people now think I'm some kind of domestic violencer, and that I'm an abuser. All because people started doing some digging and they found out that I was a part of some DV issue back in February. People think because it's a domestic issue that I was abusing Sako and that I'm a piece of shit. And although that is not true, I can understand why they think that. Because fuck you if you ever have abused a woman. We don't put up with that in this house. That was one of them deals where me and Sako and our friends and family are kind of ornery and we had a little bit too much to drink and shit happened and I wish it didn't. And then you got all the people making videos about me, making fun of me for crying, saying I staged the whole thing for views. Which I can understand that too. That video got 50 million views in a day across 3 platforms. Then you got people trying to turn it into a race thing. Black versus white. I'm the colonizer now. Let me tell you something right now, that is something that we ain't gonna do on this channel. Me and Sako have always said that we hate everybody equally. If you're a piece of shit, don't matter if you're black or white, you're a piece of shit. People are also saying I relapsed, that I'm back on drugs. And to be honest with you, none of that really bothers me because it's being said by a bunch of people who are nobodies and have nothing better to do with their life than talk about me. But the one thing that really bothered me was people were saying I did something so awful that I got my son taken away from me. This is the most important thing in my life. You can make fun of me for crying. You can make fun of me for setting up my cameras. You can make fun of me for anything you want. But what you'll never say is that I'm not a good dad. Oh, and if you thought something happened to Bubby, Bubby's majestic, okay? He'll be around this place forever. As far as things go with Sako, I'm gonna tell you like this. Me and Sako are 2 real people, and we got real human problems just like everybody else. You'll never hear me say a bad word about Sako. She is the mother of my child, my wife, and my best friend. And I love her to death, man. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Everybody have a great day. Even the people making fun of me for crying. Everybody, my mother's got cancer. She ain't got long to live. And then I say I got something else going on in my life. And I didn't really speak on that. And because I didn't speak on that, some people now think I'm some kind of domestic violencer. And that I'm an abuser. All because people started doing some digging.
For a while, people started to notice that Sako wasn't appearing alongside Dalton the way she normally did. And initially, that's all we had in absence. People started asking, where's Sako? Why isn't she in the videos? Are they fighting? Are they separated? Did something happen? Are they still together? But here's where I want to stop everybody. Because the absence is not proof of a divorce. A husband and a wife not appearing together does not automatically mean they're separated. A woman not appearing in a man's video does not mean that she left him. And the cryptic post does not automatically tell us what happened behind closed doors. At that point, people were connecting the dots before Dalton or Sako had publicly confirmed what happened. And then Dalton posted something that changed the conversation.
You know, a lot of people got questions about what's going on with me and Sako. So today, we're gonna give the people what they really want. Better get your popcorn ready. First question, where's Sako? That's a hell of a question because I have no idea. Second question, are you and Sako still together? No, I filed for divorce July 30th. And like any man going through a divorce, I got me a Harley. I'm the biggest boss that you've seen thus far. Now I know that's not the tea you want, but you know me, I'm not one for drama. Now listen, as y'all know, we make pretty good money doing this, and it looks like I'm gonna need somebody to fill that spot. So if you wanna have a good life, hang out, raise hell, do whatever you want, and not have a boss, holler at me. But for now, I'm gonna go ride side by sides with my friends and family. Everybody have a great day.
And that was that. So this is where everything started getting serious. Dalton posted an emotional video discussing his mother. He revealed that his mother had terminal cancer. And obviously that's devastating. But Dalton then said something that really caught people's attention. He essentially said that as terrible as his mother's diagnosis was, that wasn't the saddest thing happening in his life. Now think about that. You just told your audience your mother had terminal cancer, and then you proceed to say that that's not even the saddest thing happening in your life. Of course, people were gonna ask, what could possibly be worse than your mother dying? Is this about Sako? Is this about your marriage? Did something happen privately? Is there something going on that the audience doesn't know about? Dalton didn't give anybody a complete answer at the moment, and then the internet started to fill in the blanks. So the video from a week ago was basically him speaking on his mother, and from there things kind of got crazy. So here's the video that he posted yesterday.
Be some confusion around here. I know this is hard to believe, but unfortunately yesterday's video was true. I really do not know where Sako's at. Now, if that concerns you, have no fear. She was recently spotted with my good friends DJ Highlight and Mark.
So Sako gets caught out in Columbus, Ohio, man. Look, boom, she gets caught. She sees the camera, boom. So they're both staring at the camera. They're both like, shit, we're caught. You know what I'm saying? But then they walk by Highlight, and they both try to stand in front. Like, they're trying to block her so that people can't record her. And bro's like, shit, he caught her.
Which makes a lot of sense because I got this message from a complete stranger earlier in July. I just seen Sako at a hotel with a black dude and Marietta. I'm not black. Followed up by this text message. I decided to send the random stranger a picture of Sako, Mark, and myself. Here's what he said. That is interesting. Which makes a lot of sense because then I saw this. Here she is with Mark again. See, everybody can stop worrying. She's with our friends. In fact, we're such good friends, Highlight and Mark came down to our 4th of July party. Look at those studs. And while they were here, I taught them both how to be content creators.
Well, Red, I guess we're hillbillies now.
Or rednecks.
Either way.
I'm actually gonna go to this original video. This is the original video with from 4th of July. And this is actually the guy that they said that Sako was with. Enter Mark. So Mark is a black guy who took it upon himself to, I guess he's protecting Sako from her husband. That's pretty interesting. Just remember this. Just remember this image. Just remember this image, because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna really have to talk about this. This some shit right here I can't respect. So remember this guy right here. This is Mark. Remember Mark. This is Mark. This is the guy he's talking about. This is the video they made on 4th of July. This is what they did.
I guess we're hillbillies now.
Or rednecks.
Either way, you learn from the best.
Bro, what are you doing?
Oh, he's fine. The weight limit's like 400 pounds to get on up there.
Are you sure he's gonna be okay?
Says 400 pounds, bro.
Well, we talked Red out of it, but look at this little mini redneck right here. Look at Buddy go. Watch him.
When Dalton invited me here, I just knew this was a bad idea.
The hillbilly water slide wasn't for me, but look at Buddy.
Somehow it worked out.
It's called redneck ingenuity, Red.
And as always, my babies are right by my side, becoming little rednecks themselves. We tried to blow this boat up, but it didn't work.
Damn, I feel bad for this boat.
Don't feel bad, Red. That shit was badass.
Now, that was a crazy weekend. These hillbillies are crazy, bro.
Hey, at least Dalton didn't die.
You know what? I think Big Rag's got a big future in this hillbilly game, dog.
Does it require him to wear shoes?
Don't worry about shoes, all right? Everybody have a great day. I'm gonna make hillbillies out of these two. You just watch.
And you can see in the comments, people are saying Instagram is messing for showing me this after Dalton's video earlier. I'm wondering, did you know in July and you still went to that man's house? So were you dealing with Sako and you still went to his house? Be careful who you let around your space. Rewatching this video is now the energy and definitely some of the comments are eerie, brother. Red don't seem too buddy and given recent events, it makes a lot of sense why he seems so standoffish. So they're saying that Red came out there specifically to try to get with Sako, cloaking it as, oh, we're just making content. Also, the speculations come from the other week. Dalton made a video wearing a shirt. And one little stick that they usually have in their videos is that Sako always teases Dalton for not wearing a shirt. He never wears a shirt. So Dalton went and he bought him a shirt. And look what this shirt says.
A man of my age should not be walking around without a shirt, so I put one of my best ones on. Now I already know. That means hoes be lying. That has to be something about the queen. Where's the...
So if you can't see it, this video is a little blurred out. The video has a hose, a water hose, a B for B, and a lion. And it says hose be lion. And this was after Sako went missing.
queen? This could be some kind of cryptic message. This could be some kind of symbolic message. A lot of people think a man of my age should not be walking around without a shirt, so I put one of my best ones on. Now I already know. That means hoes be lying. That has to be something about the queen. Where's the queen? This could be some kind of cryptic message. This could be some kind of symbolic message.
So this says Dalton ain't worried has the internet talking after a new video. The situation surrounding Dalton ain't worried and his wife Sako continues to unfold, with social media buzzing over reports that longtime couple may be headed for divorce. Recent posts online have claimed Sako said the two are getting a divorce after days of speculating surrounding their relationship. Now, Dalton just added more fuel to the conversation in a new video. He pulled out a shirt that reads "Hoes be lying" and said he already knew what shirt he had to put on. His own Facebook video confirms the shirt moment. That immediately had people wondering, was Dalton sending a message about Sako? There's a ton of rumors, conflicting information flying around, so we're sticking to what Dalton and Sako has put out themselves rather than treating every allegation online as a fact. Now that we got all that figured out, let's continue. So the internet has started going too far. This is where the internet needs to be held accountable also, because people didn't just start speculating about a divorce. They started saying Sako passed away. They started implying that Dalton harmed her. People started connecting everything from a domestic dispute case in the past. People started saying that Dalton had relapsed. People started creating entire narratives and think pieces based on small pieces of information. And I want to be very clear. There was no credible evidence that Sako was unalive. Those death rumors were false. Reporting at the time found no credible evidence that anything happened to Sako. And that's important because this is exactly how the internet can go completely off the rails. The girl was just keeping her peace. She'd been putting out content for years, for so long. She just wanted a time to herself, a moment. You can't give the world everything. You got to keep something for yourself. Whether it's your kids, something, you got to hold something to yourself, something you cherish, something you love that everybody ain't supposed to have access to. But that's important. One person noticed something. Another person added another piece. A third person adds a rumor. A fourth person makes a TikTok. And before you know it, everybody is repeating a story that nobody actually proved and that didn't exist. That's why today we're going to do something different. We're going to separate what we know from what's been reported and what's still in speculation. We're going to pull up this domestic dispute case. Like I said, a lot of creators have been speculating and coming up with all of these think pieces, claiming Dalton beat her.
So the internet has quickly found out that Dalton does have charges against him from back in February. And here are those charges. It was actually the day after Valentine's Day. It was February 15th of this year. The charges were 2 counts of domestic battery. The plea was not guilty. Disposition was that it was dismissed.
So he had a domestic dispute case and he was found not guilty. He's found not guilty. I'm actually pull up the charges. Here's the actual allegations that are going around. a case update. This is a case update from Dalton's domestic dispute case. So let's take a look at it. It's from the day after Valentine's Day. Case ID, Magistrate Court, Wood County, West Virginia. We know they stay in West Virginia. It's a misdemeanor. The charges were dropped. 2 counts of domestic battery, not guilty, and property surety bond. I don't think she cheated. He went to jail for abusing her in February. She left him, and then she's been dating this dude, is what I think. I think she dropped the charges so he could be with his son. He's very mean to her. The neighbor said that. I can't wait till we hear Sako's side. I can't wait either, man. What's going on, Jessica? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I can't wait to hear it either. Honestly, I can't wait to hear what she has to say. But we still are breaking the story for the people who don't know about what happened. But speaking on what you just spoke on, we're going to actually read out the article. When did Dalton Ain't Worried and Sako file for divorce? Creators address split rumors amid domestic violence claims. Dalton Ain't Worried has confirmed his divorce from Sako in a new video. Popular social media influencer Dalton Murmel, known as Dalton Ain't Worried, has confirmed that he is divorcing his partner Sako. According, also known as Sako, the news comes through a video posted on their joint Instagram channel, We Ain't Worried. In the video, Dalton addresses questions from fans directly. You know, a lot of people got questions about what's going on with me and Sako. He said at the start, before promising to give people what they really want, he asked himself in the video, are you and Sako still together? He then asked, no, I filed divorce July 30th, followed by a thumbs up. The video then shows Dalton riding a red Harley where he says, like any man going through a divorce, I got me a Harley. He also mentioned needing someone new in his life following Sako's exit, saying, so you want to have a good life, hang out, raise hell, and not have a boss? Holler at me. So let's talk about the part that the people have been using to build some of the more serious allegations. There was a February 2026 legal case involving Dalton in Wood County, West Virginia. Available case information reported 2 counts of domestic battery under West Virginia Code 61-2-28. The reported case information says the charges were filed on February 15th. Dalton pleaded not guilty. A $2,000 bond was placed and the charges were dismissed without prejudice on February 19th. Here's where it gets extremely important. The available information does not establish that Sako was the complainant. That's facts. There's something I want to repeat. It does not establish Sako as the complainant. Some people online immediately assume that because the case was described as domestic battery, that it must have been Sako. Other accounts said that the incident involved Dalton's brother or a family member, and Dalton himself later addressed the situation. According to reporting on Dalton's explanation, he characterized it as something involving family and friends, with alcohol involved, and said that he was angry that people had turned it into a story about him abusing his wife. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you Dalton was arrested for beating Sako, and I'm not going to say he wasn't, because that's not established by the information that we have. And I'm not going to tell you Sako is the victim in that case, because that's not established either, nor did Sako say that. The accurate way to say it is there was a February domestic battery case involving Dalton, but the available information does not establish that his wife Sako was the complainant, and Dalton disputed the internet's interpretation of the incident. That's the difference between commentary and misinformation. And if official information comes out that changes that picture, then we'll update the story. That's how it's supposed to work. So the very difficult season statement is there's another piece people need to remember. During the first wave of rumors, a statement attributed to Dalton's brother Christopher Addison circulated. The statement described Dalton and Sako as going through a very difficult season and asked people to pray for them while warning them against the rumors. But even the reporting surrounding that statement emphasized that it couldn't be independently verified. And that's another lesson. Just because somebody posts a screenshot doesn't mean the screenshot is proof. Especially with all the AI, it don't even mean the screenshot is real. You could text yourself from another phone and act like it's another person. Just because somebody's on Facebook don't mean it came from the person whose name was attached to it. Just because 10,000 people repeat some shit don't make it verified. Dalton confirmed the divorce, and that's where everything changed up until this point. The divorce was at first speculation, but now that Dalton confirmed it, that's when we update the story and say that it's true. Dalton was asked directly, "Are you and Sako still together?" And his answer was, "No, I filed for divorce July 30th. That's a key fact. Dalton said that he filed for divorce July 30th, 2026, and the Citizen reported that exact statement today on August 23rd after Dalton addressed the relationship publicly. So Dalton and Sako also get a lot of flack for the rage baiting and the trolling that they do, where they have previously stated that they were going to get a divorce before, but they were just joking around trying to get the internet riled up. But even then, they could have really been getting a divorce and then they figured it out and then turn around and play it on the internet. That's a possibility also, but we don't know until it's confirmed. So we shouldn't say that Dalton and Sako are merely rumored to be getting a divorce anymore. Dalton has publicly confirmed it. Now, this does not tell us why they divorced. It doesn't tell us when they separated. It doesn't tell us who wanted the divorce first. And it doesn't tell us if somebody cheated. It don't tell us if another person was involved. It don't tell us what happened behind closed doors. But it does establish one thing. Dalton says the divorce happened on July 30th. And that date becomes extremely important because that means the divorce came after they met Big Red. That also means that they may have still been on good terms when they met Big Red. Did Sako already know Big Red, or did Dalton even know Big Red when he came to their house? Dalton's answer was, "That's a hell of a question because I have no idea." He When they asked where Sako was, he didn't know. He didn't have the answer. He didn't find out until fans started sending him pictures of Sako. So that obviously makes people ask questions because we're going to talk about two people who built a public identity together. They're married, have a child together, they're always together, live together, and they built a brand together. And now Dalton is saying that he don't know where Sako is. But once again, let's not add words that weren't said. Dalton saying, "I don't know where Sako is," does not mean she's missing or she's in danger. It don't mean that something happened to her. He just said he didn't know where he was and left it at that. Where she was and left it at that. And until Sako explained her circumstances, there's a major piece of the story that maybe Dalton doesn't even have. Sako says that it's her turn. Sako actually posted recently and she says, "The truth will always set you free. Stand by. It's my turn to speak."
Sako just posted this. Oh my god.
What's good, everybody? Man, we gonna make this shit as quick as possible, because I don't really do this internet shit, but niggas mentioning my name on the internet, so like I said, you want to talk about it, Dalton? We can talk about it, bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about it. How you been manipulating this woman for so long, and now that she tired of your shit, she ready to go. Now you still trying to manipulate and make it seem like she left you and did something wrong. I filed for the divorce first. You's a whole bitch, nigga. She left your ass. Just because you filed a divorce first don't mean nothing. That don't mean she did something wrong. You just trying to manipulate the internet, bro. We know the truth. I know your truth, bruh. And I can't wait until she exposed that shit on your bitch ass. She just gonna sprinkle it on your ass.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate a nigga like this. I hate a Captain Save a whole ass nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I hate a simp ass nigga, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all niggas be soft booty, smooth booty. Bro, so you're supposed to be Dalton's friend. Like, he invited you out to his house, made content with you. You're supposed to be Dalton's friend. How are you closer to his wife than you are to him? "Oh, I've been wanting to sprinkle on you, bitch ass." You got hidden animosity. And why do you feel like you supposed to be the one who's bodyguarding her? What the fuck? Like, she don't got no brothers, no family. What's your relationship with Sako? Like, did you already know her before you got over? What the fuck? So you was over there interested in Sako at this man's house doing content? I hate a nigga like that, bro. When did you start fucking with Sako? So as you saw in the Dalton's last video, Dalton said that people were sending him pictures of them together and videos of them together and saying that where she was at. You a bitch ass nigga, bro. You a bitch ass nigga, bro. You playing up under that man like you his friend, but you low key trying to sneak around with his wife, bro. Why do you feel like you gotta be I gotta protect her? They're not leaving his house. He not going. They said they saw y'all in Ohio. Y'all cannot going to Ohio looking for her. Why she don't go back with her people, her family? You feel the need to take it upon yourself to be the one to chauffeur this month? Bro, you a bitch ass nigga, bro. You a bitch. Y'all just should beat your ass, bro. You came out to that man's house playing like you was his friend, bro. Hate a nigga like you. Like, oh, she's gonna sprinkle it. I beat your ass myself, bro. Hate a nigga like you, bro. That's some simp ass, pussy ass shit, bro. Then he made this one comment like he'll be going with her, like when she drops the baby off, when it's Dalton's turn to have the baby. Did you hear that? You got, but kill you, kill you. That's in GTA. In GTA, in GTA. Oh, you not gonna pull up. If you pull up while that girl dropping her kid, oh, bro, Dalton is gonna put you in the swamp. And it ain't gonna be no racist. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you now, it ain't gonna be no, oh, he did it because he was black. No, no. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that, bro. That's what he got to say. I'm gonna stop talking. I don't like that, though.
Yes, a little at a time. I can't wait till she do that, because you's a whole hoe for real, nigga.
Sako just posted this. Oh my god.
No, we gotta find the whole video. We have to find the whole video. Cause ain't no way in deep fuck. Ain't no
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Because I don't really do this internet shit, but niggas mentioning my name on the internet, so like I said, you want to talk about it, Dalton? We can talk about it, bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about it. How you been manipulating this woman for so long. And now that she tired of your shit, she ready to go. Now you still trying to manipulate and make it seem like she left you and did something wrong. I filed for the divorce first. You's a whole bitch.
So, Big Red posted a video about Dalton, and it is not good. He is saying that Dalton was manipulating Sako. Sako actually posted it on her story. That's how I saw it. Now, he does say that Sako is actually the one that left first. Even though Dalton is the one that filed for divorce, Sako left Dalton first. He says he's not going to share too much, but he knows the whole truth, and he can't wait until Sako exposes it little by little. He says that Sako is just going to drop it on Dalton.
I manipulate the internet, bro. We know the truth. I know your truth, bro. And I can't wait until she expose that shit on your bitch ass. She just gonna sprinkle it on your ass, little at a time. I can't wait till she do that, because you's a whole hoe for real, nigga. You could have called me and highlighted.
He seems to know a lot, though.
Nigga, you's a bitch. And we can do it however you want to do it. We can keep it however you want to keep it. We can go to the physical, the gloves, whatever.
So you ready to fight about this shit? Bro, you ready to fight this man about his own wife? Why are you so... Oh, ain't no way. Big Red, boy, you gotta get your little ugly ass out here, boy. I ain't gonna count, bro. I'm gonna do it myself, bro. I hate a nigga like this, bro. I hate a nigga like this, bro. I understand, bro. Like, yes, protect our women. We don't even know if he actually abused her or anything. You saying you know... You saying that he was manipulating her. How you know she not manipulating you? And telling you things to get you to be, oh, Mr. That's how you Superman niggas get shot playing hero in GTA. You out here trying to like put yourself on the front line for another nigga wife. That ain't his girlfriend. That ain't no chick he just met on the streets and start beating her up. That's his wife. They have a family together. They have a child together. They have investments together, bro. They have way more. All right. So let's say the cameras get cut off, right? and you pull up with Sako with Dalton on Dalton to go pick up the kid, and Dalton start going rah-rah with you, and you start getting rah-rah with Dalton, and Dalton up one of them big old redneck fucking Call of Duty mastercraft weapons and blow your ass down, right? Let's say Dalton blow your stupid ass down, right? You think Sako gonna side with you over her husband on an empty ranch where nobody's around at to see? Sako gonna bury your body for. They not gonna hear the gunshot, bro. Sako is gonna bury your body with Dalton, and they gonna make love over your misery, and you're gonna die in vain. And you did all that shit to protect the woman. She loves her husband more than she loves you, bro. That's her husband, bro. They could always work it out. They have a child together, bro. That's the father of her child. You trying to be Superman, bro? Cause you look at you, bro. You don't get no. No, women don't like you, bro. Women don't like you like that, Big Red, bro. Look at your face, bro. You chopped. I'm not gonna lie, you're chopped, bro. You doing anything you can to be around a woman, bro. These the measures niggas like you got to go through to be around a woman. She don't like you like that, bro. If you got to do all this to get a girl to be like, oh, I'll protect you from him, I'll say, if you need another man's downfall to get yourself in the door, she don't really like you like that, bro. You doing too much, bro. That's that man family, bro. That man got all rights to. Bro, I wish you had a neck, bro. He'll slice it, bro. Nigga playing Food Ninja with your head, bro. Stay out people relationships, bro. She has a dad, she has a mom, she has brothers, she has a family, bro. If it really was that serious, her family would be there with her. Not you, some nigga who flew out to the man's house playing friendly, playing buddy so you can go sneak around with his girlfriend, bro. You weak, bro. I don't respect it, bro. You weak, bro.
I don't know. He also says the reason why Dalton doesn't like him is because of his skin color, but I mean, his child and Sako. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that video? Have you seen it?
This shit. Because I don't really do this internet shit, but
I don't like this nigga, bro. Especially because you was all in that man's face, bro. That's some whole ass, bro. That's some whole shit, bro. Look at this man, bro. Look at this man, bro. Nigga name, bro. Buddy deleted his IG. He deleted his whole Instagram, bro. HYLYTE. Nah, bro. I don't like niggas like you, bro. If you gonna get your girl, bro, get her on your own, bro. You don't have to kick another man while he down to get with a chick, bro. Cause she'll do anything to make him mad, bro. You playing into it, bro. Now when your chick turn around and do it to you, you gonna act like you so hurt. Or when you do try to play up under her and she turn around and cheat on your motherfucking ass, you gonna be so confused. I don't like niggas like this, bro. So it looked like he might have taken the video down.
Thank you to every single human being that told me happy birthday, text me happy birthday, DM me happy birthday.
This ain't the same dude. This is not the same dude. Yo. Alright, here we go.
because I don't really do this internet shit, but niggas mentioning my name on the internet. So, like I said, you want to talk about it, Dalton? We can talk about it, bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about it. How you been manipulating this woman for so long? And now that she tired of your shit, she ready to go. Now you still trying to manipulate and make it seem like she left you and did something wrong. I filed for the divorce first. You's a whole bitch.
So, Big Red posted a video about Dalton, and it is not good.
Told y'all I was right.
What's good, everybody, man? We gonna make this shit as quick as possible, because I don't really do this internet shit, but niggas mentioning my name on the internet. So, like I said, you want to talk about it, Dalton? We can talk about it, bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about it. How you been manipulating this woman for so long. And now that she tired of your shit, she ready to go. Now you still trying to manipulate and make it seem like she left you and did something wrong. I filed for the divorce first. Ugh. You's a whole bitch, nigga. She left your ass. Just because you filed a divorce first don't mean nothing. That don't mean she did something wrong. You just trying to manipulate the internet, bro. We know the truth. I know your truth, bruh. And I can't wait until she expose that shit on your bitch ass. She just gonna sprinkle it on your ass, little at a time. I can't wait till she do that, because you's a whole hoe for real, nigga. You could have called me and Highlight, nigga. You's a bitch. And we can do it however you want to do it. We can keep it however you want to keep it. We can go to the physical, the gloves, whatever, nigga. You's a bitch. I'm going to be her security whether you like it or not. And let's just keep it funky, nigga. You don't like me because of this. You know, you don't like me because of this. Let's keep it real. You doing all that shit, talking to all them people, treating everybody at your party like shit. But you ain't do none of that shit with me or Highlight. You ain't do talk crazy to us at all. You talking crazy to everybody else out there. But ain't say none of that shit at all. So why you ain't keep that same energy when we was with you? But then when we get away from you, you want to start talking shit and talking bad and
Well, I'm sure he didn't know that his freaking wife was hiding out with you. Yeah, I'm gonna be her bodyguard too. Bah, 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 bah. Alright, brother. You finna get popped. You don't get popped.
talking down, right? Yeah, don't think I don't know, bitch ass nigga. But like I said, I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to let Sako have her glory, y'all. I'm going to let her have her glory. But you's a whole bitch. Just know that. And Sako got good people behind her supporting her, nigga. You can't manipulate her no more. And you mad, bro. So be mad. You want to do something about it? Then let's do it, bro. But all this trying to put my name in it on the internet and making videos trying to manipulate and all that shit, miss me with that shit, bro. Because that's the only way you got to make some money, because you's a low-life piece of shit. And when the next bitch get with you, or nigga get with your goofy ass, then they'll see the piece of shit you is too, nigga. Let's just keep it real. Like I said, I know your truth, nigga. Don't play with me. You's a bitch. You don't
But you said that he was doing it to everybody except for you. So how you... I don't know.
want that smoke. That's why you didn't say nothing when I was around. That's why you try to keep me from being around. Because you know, if I was around, you couldn't talk to her like that. You know, if I was around, you wouldn't be able to manipulate her like that. So yeah, you's a hoe, bro. And at the end of the day, we gonna see each other and keep that same energy when we do. Since you act like you a real man, then be a real man, but you not. You a bitch, Dalton. You's a whole bitch. And I can't wait till she expose you. PTP, pussy.
Oh. So this isn't the one that's smashing her. His brother, Highlight, is the ones who's smashing her. You defending a chick that your brother smashing. Oh. So this is the he won't smoke. He just already didn't like Dalton. His brother is this guy who's allegedly smashing her. The Highlight.
Well, lordy, lordy. Look who...
So this is Highlight. Oh, this store no longer available. Booking a B-Day trip. You really see who's on the internet platform. Wait. You really see who's on this internet platform. The narratives are wild. Don't believe the hype. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if he's with Sako. I don't see Sako with him. They in the city. She tired of that country living shit, man. She want to go to the club. Sako want to go to the club, gang. I ain't gonna count. Sako want to turn up with the gangsters, brother. She tired of driving on tractors and four wheelers. She want to ride in a Hellcat, brother. I apologize. I apologize. So Sako says it's her turn, and this might be the most important development after this divorce announcement. Sako indicated that she intends to tell her side of the story. According to reporting, she reposted Dalton's divorce announcement and posted, "The truth will always set you free. Stand by. It's my turn to speak now." And that changes everything because so far we've primarily had Dalton speaking, media reports, and internet speculation. So if Sako comes forward with a detailed explanation, we might finally hear the other half of this story. But you know, it's always two sides to every story. One side, the man's side, the woman's side, and then the truth. That's why I don't want to sit here and pretend that we already solved everything. We haven't. That's why we're doing our research. We do have Dalton's versions. We have pieces of the story. We have a few court documents. Dalton is clearly with the kid right now, and Sako is indicating that she has something to say. So the question has become, what is Sako gonna tell us? Let's get into this other guy. The part that everybody in the comments has been just going crazy over. There are social media allegations involving another man. Some posts identify him as Mark, sometimes referred to online as Big Red. Other posts have connected the conversation to DJ Highlight and people in Sako's social circle. DJ Highlight was the guy whose story was just on, and Big Red was the guy threatening Dalton. There are social media claims that Sako has been seen with another man. So let's check that out. There are reports that Sako needed somebody to guard her body. And here it is. Sako said she needed someone to guard her body. Sako, girl, you better speak soon because these folks dropping videos left and right of you galvanizing around Ohio with the bodyguard. Based on the comments, the Sako hate train is picking up speed. Your point is, everyone's claiming she's still with Dalton, so here's the proof that she isn't. I seen her last night, August 21st, 2026, at the nightclub forum in Columbus, Ohio, at DJ Highlight's party. She was with Highlight's best friend, Big Red. They walked in holding hands and were all over each other all night in VIP. Do you know Sako's brother? Everyone's saying they posted on social media, but I don't know them. We're gonna get into that. She act like he gonna be coming around. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get to it. I don't want to rush the story. I gotta break down everything because there are people who don't know anything, so I have to give them all of the information. Because if I skip something, it's gonna be a motherfucker in my comments like, "Oh, you didn't say that!" So let me break down everything for the people who don't know the story yet. So here's a picture of Sako walking in with Big Red. If you can see it clearly, that's Big Red right there on the left, and then there's Sako. You got them in the club. It's a little blurry. People are walking up, asking them for pictures. It looked like somebody throwing ass. Like somebody throwing ass on Big Red. Sako ain't worried. The truth will always set you free. This was posted on Sako's story. So yeah, she was spotted with Big Red the other night. Here's another post. Dalton's homie has been sleeping with his wife Sako, and he posted me on IG.
Right. Y'all kept saying, oh, he's wrong. Oh, bro. Come on now, bro. Come on now. Mark was in every picture at the 4th of July party. Who was behind Sako? Huh? Who was behind Sako in every picture at the 4th of July? Huh? Who was? Huh?
It was Mark. Mark was behind Sako. All you gotta do is check mannerisms, check eye contact, check how they act when they're around each other. You foul, Mark. You foul, bro. Highlight. You should have said something, bro. You knew for a while, bro. But Dalton, hit me up, bro. I'll come kick it with you, bro. I'll come kick it with you. A real homie, a real vato. I'll come. You need some Mexicans, dog. That's what you need on your side, homie. Some Mexicans. Shout out to the raza. Shout out to the homies, man. You need some Mexicans on your side, Dalton. Told y'all I was right. Y'all kept saying, oh, he's wrong. Oh,
So Young Dom broke the code, and Dalton just confirmed that he was right. Young Dom has been breaking down the entire Dalton and Sako situation, and after people said he was reaching and making assumptions, Dalton ain't worried just dropped a video saying Young Dom was 100% correct with his breakdown. But it gets crazier. According to Dalton, the man involved wasn't some random dude. Dalton says that it was actually his own homie, someone he considered a friend and even invited to his 4th of July party. Dalton is now alleging that his own friend was messing around with Sako while their relationship was falling apart. Dalton also says that he had filed for a divorce. Young Dom connected the dots before Dalton publicly explained what was really going on. And now Dalton himself is saying that that breakdown was correct. So this is Young Dom's Instagram. He's been following up, breaking down this story. And I'm actually going to see his most recent developments, if that's okay with y'all. And if you still watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, where we break down the most craziest internet stories and the most speculations and everything. So my internet's acting very slow right now. The guy who caught Sako sneaking in a room with Mark reveals himself online.
Video saying, yeah, I am the one that got their phone number leaked by Dalton for telling them about seeing Sako at a hotel. I mean, wouldn't you want somebody to tell you if they seen your wife at a hotel? But I got so many phone calls, so many texts that my phone started bugging out. I couldn't call my wife, and I don't know, it was just crazy. I got like, between texts and phone calls, I got like probably close to 100. So I had to change my number. So people who know me personally, get a hold of me, I can give you my new number. But I just think it's ridiculous. I was getting threats saying, oh, because he said DJ somebody in the video, and that's not me. I'm not. She is not with me. I promise. I'm happily married, and but I just wanted to address that I did not mean to cause any problems. I just know that, you know, if you seen my wife with some other dude, I would hope to God that you would tell me, and I hope that you would tell my wife if you see me with some other chick. So I mean, that's just, I don't know. It's bullshit that I had to change my number, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you. I just want to make a quick video saying, yeah, I am the one that got their phone number leaked by Dalton for telling them about seeing.
So Sako posted it, said, "The truth will set you free. It's my turn to speak now." I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, man. I'm not rolling, y'all. I'm not rolling. So who side y'all on? Y'all think Dalton is messed up? Y'all think Dalton really beat her up? Here's the divorce filing. Here's the divorce filing. If you guys want to take a look at that, I'll read it along with you guys. It says this matter came before the family court in Wood County, West Virginia, July 30th, 2026, upon petitioner Dalton Murmel's petition for divorce filed on May 27, 2026. The court, having reviewed the pleadings, evidence, and testimony presented, and being otherwise fully advised in the premise, finds and orders as follows. Findings of the facts. The court has jurisdiction over the parties and the subject matter. Petitioner Dalton Joseph Murmel is a resident of Wood County, West Virginia. Respondent Nisako Murmel is a resident of Wood County, West Virginia. The parties were married on about September 12, 2021 in Wood County, West Virginia. One minor child was born of marriage. Naki Joseph Murmel, born November 3rd, 2022. The marriage is irretrievably broken. The marriage is irretrievably broken. A full and fair opportunity to litigate the issues has afforded both parties. Did he call her the N-word? If he called her the N-word, I don't know. Court concludes as a matter of the law of the marriage between the parties should be dissolved. It is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed as follows. The parties' marriage is hereby dissolved. Neither party shall hereafter interfere with the other's right to remarry. Legal and physical custody. The parties shall share joint legal custody of the minor child. Primary physical custody is awarded to the mother, subject to parenting time for the father, and set in forth parenting plan attached hereto and incorporated here in Exhibit A. Child support. Petitioners should pay child support in the amount of per month in accordance with the child support guidelines. So she will be getting child support, and the child would be in a majority of her custody. Each party shall be responsible for his or her own debts. Sako is restored to her former name, Nisako. This order should be effective as of the date of the entry. The parties have either divided their property by agreeing or all marital property has been adjudicated in accordance with the marital settlement. Uh, but so if she got caught cheating, would she not get? Would it be like no alimony? Like what's up with that? And then the custody. Somebody said these documents are fake. I searched it and they pop up. Uh, we're gonna break that down. We're gonna look into it. We're gonna look into it. Okay, Dalton. Okay, Dalton. Authorities in Wood County have confirmed the arrest of Dalton, 26, following a violent domestic disturbance that occurred in Lockmead Road in Parksburg, West Virginia. Deputies from the Wood County Sheriff Department were dispatched in the residence following reports of a severe altercation. Upon arrival, emergencies found the victim identified as Nasako, suffering from life-threatening injuries sustained during the dispute. Medical personnel transported Sako to a nearby trauma center where they remain under professional care. The scene was secured by law enforcement to preserve evidence for the ongoing investigation and the nature of the confrontation. This doesn't mean he was attacking. What if a bitch beat Sako up and then Dalton beat the bitch up who beat up Sako? Then would it be like, come on, y'all, y'all gotta be, come on, y'all can't just jump to conclusions. But let's get into the comments and everything. So there are claims that Sako had been with another man. There are claims that Dalton was shown messages or pictures, and there are claims that Mark had responded. There are people saying that she cheated. There are people saying that she left Dalton for Mark. There are people saying that that's Dalton's friend. Mark is Dalton's friend. And there are people saying that this proves everything. And here's where I'm drawing the line. I have not found one reliable independent confirmation establishing that Sako actually cheated. Nobody said Sako was dealing with Mark or Highlight. Nobody's actually proven that she's actually. If they broke up and then she got with him, that's different. If they were dealing with each other, if that's the reason for the breakup, I understand. But we have no evidence of that. There's no evidence that Sako cheated. There's no evidence that she left Dalton for Mark or Highlight or whoever. Mark and Sako, there's no evidence that they're officially a couple. No evidence of an affair while Sako and Dalton were together. The photos or videos don't prove an affair. The alleged friend was the cause of the divorce. None of that was speculated or true. Those are just allegations, and they're circulating only through social media and commentary accounts. So I'm not gonna tell you Sako cheated. I'm gonna ask you, when did this relationship actually begin, if there even is a relationship? Because that's a completely different question. This is where I think we need to stop looking at this emotionally and for a second start looking at it chronologically. Because there's several dates we need. There's several dates we need. Date one, we need, when did Dalton and Sako actually separate? Two, did Dalton allegedly become aware of the other man? Did Dalton actually hit her? Was the domestic violence, if there was a domestic violence, the reason for that split up, was the cheating the reason for that split up, allegedly? When did Sako allegedly become involved with this other man? We know July 30th, Dalton said he filed for divorce, but July 4th, he was with the guy that she's with now. These scenarios are all crazy. Scenario A, Dalton and Sako separated and the marriage was already over. Then Sako became close to High Life, and that's what might have happened. The other man may not have caused any divorce at all. Dalton and Sako could still be functioning husband and wife, and Sako could have became emotionally involved with another man, then the marriage ended. That's a different story. They could be doing all this for content. It's a whole different story. It could be all a joke just to troll and raise bait and play on the emotions of the people. They do that sometimes. There was never a remote. There was never. It could have never been any romantic relationship at all. The internet could have simply interpreted, seen those pictures, seen how close they were, and used that as evidence. And interpretation is not evidence. It's just what you think based on something that you saw. That's why I keep coming back to this. The timeline is a story because we don't know when their marriage ended for real. We can only determine what happened afterwards. What if the friend didn't cause the breakup? Let's flip the narrative and say everybody wants a villain. Let's flip the narrative. Since everybody wants a villain, let's flip the narrative. Everybody want to say that's the guy who broke them up. But what if he didn't? What if Dalton and Sako already had beef and their marriage was already falling apart? What if they were unhappy with each other for months, for years? What if they were trying to work it out and it just didn't work out? We don't know. What if the marriage was already dead before Big Red came into the picture? When the story becomes marriages falling apart and new people appear instead of a new person appear and then destroys the marriage, those are not the same thing. That's why we have to be careful about confusing correlation with constatation. Maybe the other man is the cause. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's the most visible part of the story, so that's what we're taking from it. Maybe it's completely irrelevant to why Dalton filed for divorce. We don't know. Now, here's a question I know is going to get people going. At what point does protecting somebody stop looking like you protecting them and start looking like courtship? If you the bodyguard, why is it looking like you trying to be her new boyfriend? Oh, I'm gonna be there when he drop off the kids. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just asking a hypothetical question. If that man is your friend's wife and you start spending way more amounts of time with her because you supposedly protecting her, where does that boundary end? Protecting somebody is one thing. Becoming their emotional support system is a whole nother thing. That's what you seem like you're trying to become. You're trying to become their primary companion, the person that they confide in when they're feeling bad. And you becoming romantically involved with this woman who is your friend's wife. That means you always had it in your mind that if she ever gave you a chance, you would take it. Watch your friends. That's the line, bro. That's where you draw the line, bro. If Dalton's friend was really that close to Sako, would Dalton have been comfortable with exactly how close they were? If he was that close to, would he have let that man come to his house on 4th of July? If he knew y'all were that close, would he have felt the way if he knew everything that was allegedly happening? Would he felt some type of way if he knew all this shit 6 months ago? Would your friend have behaved the same way if Dalton was standing right beside him? If Dalton knew, would you do that shit in front of Dalton? Would you acting all beefy and macho when you was around Dalton? Cause now that you in Ohio and you getting on your phone acting like, oh yeah, and we could do what you want. We can handle it how you want to handle it. Have you been acting that way? Or did you just start doing that because you got this girl by you? Again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just asking the question. Cause you breaking the code low key, bro. That's really some loyalty shit, bro. If that's really your brother, your boy, bro, Look, bro, let's take it outside Dalton and Sako for a minute. Let's make it personal, bro. Because every man watching this is going to have an opinion, bro. Let's say your best friend tell you, hey, my marriage is falling apart. And his wife starts confiding in you. And y'all become close emotionally. You probably develop feelings for him, maybe, right? You already taking it too far. What do? Do you walk away? Do you tell your boy, like, hey, man, your wife coming on to me? Do you tell her, nah, it's not cool? What do you tell her? Do you wait until they legally divorce and then get with her? Or do you wait till they just separate and then you try to protect her from your own homie? Or do you say, hey, they adults, they marriage is their business? How would you handle it as a man? Any men in here, how would y'all handle a situation like this? Maybe she didn't come on to him. Maybe he came on to her and gave her that opening, like, all right, if I leave him, I'll have somebody to go to. Are you trying to be that crutch for her? If she's with the highlight dude or the big red dude, how do we know that they won't get tired of her and send her get the coochie and send her back about her way? A lot of women will leave their man who they got a life with. They'll go try to test out the waters and see, what they're capable of, and they'll leave their husband who has their kid, who bought a big ass house for them, to go see what the streets have to offer. And then what the streets end up doing is leaving you with a wet back and some empty pockets. And then send you back to the same guy that you told them was an abuser, was narcissist. A lot of times you find out the grass ain't greener on the other side. A lot of women run back to their abuser or their narcissist when they find out, bro, the streets ain't really have nothing for them. But before they break up, a lot of girls get gassed up by the internet. They've grown a lot of internet fame. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were telling Sako, oh man, you're too good for him. You look so good. You're so pretty. Oh, if you leave him, I'll do anything. I'll give you the world. And I mean, if 1,000 dudes tell you that, bro, one of them might pique your interest. And then you leave and you go to find out that that nigga was capping the whole time. It happens. But they're adults. So they make their own decisions. Nobody can influence them. They do what they want. So scenario, let's say the friend waited till the divorce was final and got with her. Is he wrong? Or maybe he just waited till they were separated and then you say, hey, I feel like Dalton is going to try to abuse you. Come to Ohio with me. I'll save you. I don't know. Maybe the friend becomes emotionally involved while they're still married and was behind Dalton's back, dealing with his wife. You don't know. It was basically done anyway. Is that betrayal? What does a marriage have to be legally over before dating your friend's wife? I don't think you should really date your friend's wife ever at all. I think you should just find you another. There's too many women out here in the world, but I don't think Big Red can get no girl. I don't feel like girls like him like that. I feel like he found a way to like sneak in while she was vulnerable. Would you do it? Let's make it personal. Imagine if your best friend tell you his marriage falling apart and his wife is confiding in you. You develop feelings for her. What would you do? Would you cut contact with him? Would you tell your friend what his wife was on? Would you tell his wife that she's wrong? Would you wait till they officially divorce? Would you continue the friendship but never cross that line? Would you not respond at all? Now change one thing. Your friend tells you the marriage already over. We only stand together because of the child. Do your answer change? That's the discussion I want to see in the comments, y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. What would y'all do? Let me see my chat. Sister knew there was something up when she had to visit for the party. Like Sako had been telling her the stuff that made the sister not like him. And her sister looked like she was disgusted by Dalton. I wouldn't. I would be devastated in a whole hermit. Probably the same, bro. I'd probably be devastated too, bro. I'd be mad, bro, at first, but you eventually get over it. You would eventually get. Oh, why did this girl keep popping up? Stop seeing that mom. So here's another question I want to think even deeper about. What if the marriage ended emotionally before it ended legally? What if that first time where they were trolling, saying that they were filing for a divorce, was really real? tried to work it out and they came back and said it wasn't? What if it was really real? I know he filed for divorce on July 30th, but that just tells us when he officially filed. That doesn't tell us when the marriage ended. Maybe it was July 1st. Maybe it was July 4th when them boys came out. We don't know. We don't know. So why did Dalton file divorce? He did say he filed on July 30th, but he never told us why. Dalton never speaks badly about Sako. Dalton never said anything bad about Big Red. They're all talking crazy about Dalton, but Dalton's just like making money on the internet. Uh, I know you're gonna be mad, but I just bought a new bike. My mom said like he's not dissing anyone per se. Why did he want a divorce? Was it because Sako wouldn't file? Was it because they reached some kind of agreement? Was it because somebody cheated? Maybe the marriage got tired. They were only married for about, well, maybe 5 years. It's lasts that's longer than most marriages, I'd say. Did something happen that finally made him act? Did the friend have anything to do with it? Did the divorce filing simply formalize a separation that had already happened? That's worth asking. So, what if the other man is just a distraction? Let's flip it. Everybody talking about that other guy. What if the other man isn't actually the reason Dalton and Sako divorced? What if the marriage had already been deteriorating due to some communication issues or some financial issues or different lifestyles or family issues, different beliefs or trust issues, incompatibility, or just growing apart? Every divorce doesn't end because you cheated. Every divorce doesn't end because the dude beat the girl up. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And the social media marriage is where I think the story becomes bigger than Dalton and Sako, because ask yourself, were Dalton and Sako documenting their marriage, or were they eventually living their marriage for an audience? Those aren't the same thing. When your relationships become a business and millions of people become emotionally invested, people feel like they know you. They remember the jokes, they remember the happy moments, the arguments, the debates. They remember your family, they remember your kids. And when something goes wrong, they feel entitled to an explanation. But here's the question: does the audience actually have the right to know everything? Or are we forgetting that these are two human beings? Imagine having every argument analyzed by strangers, everything that you do analyzed by a bunch of strangers who don't know you. Imagine your spouse's mistakes being discussed by millions of people and you forgive them for it, but those millions of people don't. Imagine the strangers taking sides in your relationship in your house. Imagine your audience telling you what you should do with your marriage. Does that strengthen the relationship or break it down? Could that eventually make the relationship harder? It kind of reminds me of Jay-Z. Apparently she was cheating on another dude before. Oh, someone said apparently she was cheating on another dude before meeting Dalton. So the same way you get them is the same way you lose them, apparently. But that's allegedly, unless we have proof. If we don't have proof, I'm not putting it out there. This reminds me of Jay-Z and Beyonce. Here's another possibility. Could the audience sometimes mistake a content strategy for emotional reality? What if this is all just a content strategy to get us all to talk about it? And they got us. What if? What if? I'm not saying Dalton is faking anything, and I'm not saying Sako is faking anything. I'm saying social media has a lot of incentive. Mystery creates engagement. Drama, drama creates engagement. A shocking announcement creates money. So we gotta ask, why announce certain things publicly while leaving other things unexplained? Could ambiguity keep people watching? Could the drama and the scandal be the thing that's gaining the the, the brand traction? Could I don't know where Sako is be literal? Could it all simply leave the audience with unanswered questions and keep them guessing and running and going back to Dalton's page, getting people to post about Dalton like I'm doing right now, So other people will go back and find Dalton and look him up and he'll grow and gain more money? Are Dalton and Sako deliberately controlling what they reveal? You know, the most important part of the word controlling is trolling. Could they be trolling? Are they withholding details because this is a private matter? Could the legal considerations be affecting what either person says publicly? We don't know. And at this point, ask the question. Don't manufacture an answer. Who benefits from this? Another investigative question. Who benefits from the audience believing each version of the story? Dalton potentially benefits from sympathy. Sako benefits from sympathy. The other man benefits from the audience believing that the relationship started only after the separation. The other man benefits by becoming a part of the scandal. Everybody's going to want to know what he's doing. The couple social accounts benefit from the engagement. None of that means anybody's lying, but when everybody potentially has something to gain from the audience believing their version of the story, how do we determine what actually happened? That's why evidence matters. Now I want to ask something totally carefully, but different. Dalton and Sako's relationship was an interracial relationship. It was a white man and a black woman. I don't want this conversation to become this what happens in interracial relationships. The white man beats on the woman and treats her like a slave. You don't want to be no slave. Well, all the bitter chicks. Oh, I don't want to get married. I don't want to be anyone's slave. Nobody wants to marry some of y'all. A lot of y'all. Really, we really don't know. I just hope this is a lesson for everyone when we're going through tough times. Sometimes you gotta keep it under wraps. Because it gets ugly. It gets ugly. But every marriage is different. I do think there is a legitimate question. Does the internet judge interracial couples differently when they break up? Did this situation grow so much because there was an interracial couple? Have you ever been walking through the mall and you notice a white girl with a black dude or a black dude with a white girl? Makes you think a little bit, right? It makes you think. It definitely makes you think. Like, damn, I wonder. That is a microcosm of what's happening here on the internet. When they see a white man with a black girl, it sparks curiosity in the average everyday person. So that alone could increase the mystery, the want to know. And that's probably also the reason why it's gotten so big. I don't want it to be like, oh, in a relationship, but that's a lazy way to look at it because everybody's an individual, no matter what their race, color, anything is. Every marriage is different. Every interracial marriage is different. But I do think there's a legitimate question: does the internet judge interracial couples differently? When Dalton and Sako were together, people already had opinions. People were hating. People saw them as relationship goals. Some people criticized them. People romanticized their differences. Some people projected their cultural expectations onto them. Some people said, hey, maybe I should try one. And then the marriage ends. And the people are interpreting the breakup through those same assumptions. And people are blaming race. People blaming culture. Maybe they're saying they were too different and they didn't mesh well. Are people interpreting cultural differences as proof that they were incompatible? And here's the bigger question. Are we actually analyzing Dalton and Sako's marriage? Or are we analyzing our own ideas of what marriage is supposed to be? Gotta remember, this is an African woman, a woman from Africa, with a hillbilly redneck white guy. Those are two different realms of life. You would never think some woman from Africa will move to America and then go live in the swamp with a hillbilly. She probably wants to be in, and that's probably why the friend got in, because the friend's from the city. She probably wanted to go to the city. I want to go to the club. I want to be around Walmarts and malls and shit. She never probably experienced that. I'm not sure with the South Africa too, but I really don't pay attention to There was something about that made me think she didn't like Dalton 100%. I think she was trying out something new. It could have been, but that's our speculation. We won't know until Sako speaks out. And the marriage could have cultural differences without those differences being the reason why it failed. So let's have the intelligent conversation instead of turning this into stereotypes. And then they have a child, bro. This is where everything needs to slow down. There's a child involved. Dalton and Sako have a baby boy together. And whatever happens between these two, that child still has to live with those consequences. This is big on the internet. So who's to say that that child won't grow up and find out about this about their parents? Are they gonna say, "Oh, my mom's a cheater," or "Oh, my dad's a narcissist"? Because all you hear is he manipulated her. How? Nobody's saying who did. It's all speculation, all blurred lines. The child's still gonna find out the truth regardless. So where is the child living at? We saw the child at Dalton's house, but that big red guy said he's going with Sako to pick the kid up. Is there a parenting arrangement already? Because we saw in the court document that Dalton tried to file for a divorce and put in for a parenting plan. He actually, someone was talking crazy about me when I was over there and she got mad, but stuff happens to everyone, I feel like, in some way. Wait. Where were you at, bro? You was over there. Hey, if you were around them, bro, we gonna bring you up on the stage. If you've been around them, we're gonna bring you up on the stage, bro. I want to bring you up on the stage. I want to talk to you live if you were actually there. But no, we want to know what's the parenting arrangement? Where's the child gonna be? Who? The mother's gonna obviously be the primary care, but you know how is Dalton gonna be able to be a father to his child? Who has historically handled the majority of the parenting responsibility? Seems like Sako. Where's Sako living? How far apart are they? I believe Dalton is in West Virginia and right now Sako's in Ohio. But how long? How would school work for the kid? How would the transportation work? How would holidays work? How would the child maintain a meaningful relationship with both of their parents? Those questions matter more than internet gossip. What does West Virginia law say about custody? Now, I want to correct something because I've seen people online get this completely wrong. And I know that the divorce was filed in West Virginia. If Dalton gets custody, she can't just take the kid to Orlando. Do not say Dalton gets custody because Sako cheated or because he has some big farm, so he automatically gets the kid, because that's not how you frame it. West Virginia law currently creates a rebuttal presumption in favor of equal 50 custody. You got equal 50-50 custody allocation when the statutory framework applies. Meaning, when they split, it's automatically the default is 50-50 custodial allocation. It's a 50-50 custodial allocation. The law also says that the primary objective is the best interest of the child, including stability, continuity, and meaningful contact with each parent and the child's welfare. So if Sako doesn't have anywhere to stay, that could look bad on her part and it could mess up the 50-50. Dalton could ultimately get full custody, possibly put Sako on child support. And if she cheated, she probably wouldn't even get half of the property because the alimony. He could file for a lot of things if that's the case, but we don't know. There are circumstances that can rebut the 50-50 presumption. The law specifically addresses issues including domestic violence, finding or pending domestic violence cases, substance issues. He said people were accusing him of relapsing. People would have been accusing him of domestic violence. Distance between residences. Well, we know Sako is a West Virginia resident. Both of them have been for the past at least 5 years. Transportation. Do both parties have vehicles? Schedules. They work as content creators full time. So who knows? Education, the child's education, cooperation between parents, and all the other factors. The best question is, if the child is currently primarily living with Dalton, what happens to the parenting arrangement once the divorce proceeds? Could they have 50-50? Could the distance make that difficult? Would the child's school schedule matter? Would stability matter? Would the parents' ability to cooperate matter? Those are legitimate questions. But we can't predict an outcome. We can only speculate from what we have now. And we can talk about child support. People online often treat child support like a punishment, and it isn't. Custody, parenting time, and child support are separate legal questions. If one parent becomes the primary residential parent, child support could potentially be calculated under the applicable guidelines based on income, parenting time, and other circumstances. So could Dalton possibly receive child support if he became the primary residential parent? Possibly. Could Sako potentially have an obligation? Potentially. But we don't know their financial circumstances. We don't know their parenting arrangement, and we don't know what agreement they might reach. We don't know what court would ultimately order. We don't know what they'll ultimately order. And don't say Sako is going to have to pay Dalton child support. Say, could child support become an issue depending on the parents' financial arrangement? That's accurate. But here's where it legally gets interesting. Because people will say, if she cheated, she gets nothing. That's way too simple. West Virginia law specifically addresses adultery as grounds for divorce. Current statutory framework also addresses factors relevant to spousal support. So the legitimate question isn't if Sako cheated, does she lose everything? The better question is, if adultery were actually proven, could it affect spousal support under West Virginia law? And there's an even more interesting question. Would it matter whether the alleged relationship began while Dalton and Sako were still married versus after they were already separated? That's way more complicated because there's a legal and moral difference between cheating during an intact marriage and beginning a relationship after the parties were separated. And once again, we come back to the timeline. When did they separate? When did the alleged relationship begin with Sako and Mark or Big Red or Highlight, whoever? When did Dalton file? What happened in between? If I were making a graphic for this stream, the graphic I will put on the screen is the 4 days. When Dalton and Sako actually separated, when Dalton became aware of the other man, when did Sako become involved with this other man? And July 30th obviously is when Dalton filed a divorce. Which of these dates happened first? If the other man appeared after July 30th, that's one story. He appeared after the separation. If he appeared after the separation but before July 30th, that's another story. If he was around while Dalton and Sako were still living as husband and wife, that's wild. And if the evidence shows a relationship existed before separation, these white dudes be smoking themselves. They'll smoke the wife, they smoke the dog, they'll smoke the kid, they'll smoke Mark, they'll smoke themselves, they'll smoke everybody in the house. Dalton look like he'll do it. I don't trust no bald head white man with glasses, bro. I don't trust no bald head cocky white man with glasses, bro. So somebody gotta call this dude a simp. Somebody got to talk about this big red dude. These niggas. This nigga is a simp. But I ain't gonna accuse him of anything. When does being supportive turn into wanting the relationship for yourself? Can a man genuinely be friends with a woman he's attracted to while she's married to his best friend? Can you protect your friend's wife without developing an attachment to her? Can you support somebody without eventually crossing that boundary? If you know your friend is vulnerable because his marriage is falling apart, does that make you more obligated to stay away, or does that mean help his wife? They're adults. If the marriage is over, it should be none of your business. But that's the debate. What if the friend knew the rules? If Dalton's friend knew the marriage was in trouble, did that make him more obligated to stay away? They're adults. The marriage is over. Nobody can own another person. The other people to say that's your friend. You don't date your friend's wife. And then there's a difference between being allowed to do something and being loyal enough not to do it. So did Big Red cross his friend? What we actually know, what we actually know. 1. Dalton and Sako are getting divorced. 2. Dalton says that he filed for divorce on July 30th. 3. Dalton says he doesn't know where Sako currently is. 4. Sako has indicated that she intends to tell her side of the story. 5. The couple built a public relationship and family brand around We Ain't Worried. The February domestic battery case, the exact people involved in that incident, Dalton explains what happened, the circumstances surrounding Sako's absence, statements attributed to family members, and social media sightings involving Sako and other people. What's unverified is that Sako is cheated. It's not verified. We don't know that Sako left for Big Red or Mark. That Mark and Sako are officially dating. We don't know. We don't know if there's an affair that happened. And we don't know if there's another man who caused the divorce. We don't know that the domestic violence case in February was with Sako. And we do know that the domestic violence case was dropped. But the rest of that is not established facts. So let me come back to the biggest question. What actually happened? Honestly, we don't know. We don't know shit. What we do know is that Sako built a public marriage and a family brand. We know Sako's fans noticed her absence. We know that Dalton posted an emotional video about his mother's terminal cancer diagnosis and said that it wasn't even the saddest thing in his life. We do know that a February legal case involving Dalton became part of the internet discussion. We know that Dalton disputes the internet interpretation of the incident, and we know that something definitive is that Dalton filed on July 30th. We know he says he doesn't know where Sako is, and we know that Sako has indicated that she's ready to speak out. The question that could change everything, and here is the theory I think is the most important, and maybe the biggest mystery isn't did Sako cheat. Maybe the biggest mystery is, did Dalton's friends betray him? Maybe the biggest mystery isn't even why did they get a divorce. Maybe one of the biggest mysteries is, when did their marriage actually end? Because if we know that one date, it could change how we interpret almost everything. If they separated months before the filing, that changes the story. If they separated shortly before the filing, that makes it look like she might have cheated. If another relationship started after the separation, nothing wrong with that. If it started before the separation, that's adultery. And if there was no relationship at all, then we all just got played on, and a bunch of y'all internet mugs be lying. So, questions for the chat. Chat, where y'all at? Who in here with me, chat? Who in here with me, chat? Stephen Albert does not have an actual picture with him, but I know for sure they was really together. They broke up in 2022, and that's when Sako showed up around the same time. Oh, she cheated on Dalton with Stephen Albert. Yeah, negative definitely drives the internet. Question, chat, who in here with me, man? If you're new to the channel, make sure you like the video, subscribe. You know what I mean? Hype the video. I'm gonna ask y'all some questions, man. I'm gonna just throw some things out there. When did y'all first notice that Dalton and Sako weren't appearing together in videos? When did y'all first notice that they weren't together a lot? Did you believe Dalton when he first said that he confirmed the divorce? You think they really telling the truth, or you think they trolling? Do you think Dalton's emotional video was about the marriage? When he said there's something worse than my mom having terminal cancer. Do you think it was about the marriage, or do you think something worse really was happening? I'm sorry, I mean showed up in Dalton's content. Ah, okay. Stephen Alpert. Okay. What y'all think? What you think? What you think? What do you make of Dalton saying that he doesn't know where Sako is? Do you think she ran off and she doesn't want to tell him where she's at? Do you think she's purposely concealing her location? Do you believe that she really cheated with another man, or do you think social media is putting together pieces that don't necessarily prove a relationship? Just because a woman leaves you and starts dealing with another man doesn't mean they're in a relationship. Every situation that a man and a woman involved is not always they could just be friends. They could be having sex and not be in a relationship. It happens. They could be in a relationship and not be having sex. It happens. What do you make of it? Do you believe the allegations involving the other man, or do you think social media is putting together pieces that don't prove a relationship? Y'all tell me. She cheated. It's not hard, bro. Prove it. We going through the evidence. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Does a marriage have to be legally over before dating your friend's wife becomes disloyal? I don't think you should date your friend's wife. But I mean, it happens. See, a lot of y'all don't be talking. See, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be the real one to tell you niggas, bro. I'm gonna be the one that I'm gonna be the real one. I'm gonna be the realest man out here, bro. Cause y'all niggas ain't real, bro. It's a lot of y'all niggas who wife done cheated on y'all, who girlfriend done cheated on y'all, and y'all took her back. Oh, we could work this out. We could work. So don't sit here and act like, oh, everything's over. Oh, she did him so wrong. Cause they could turn around and go make a video tomorrow together and say, all of it was a joke. And it probably wasn't. A lot of y'all niggas, your girlfriend done ran off with a dude for a couple months. And when the dude got tired of him, he sent her back to you. And you took her back with open arms. Oh, baby, I missed you. A lot of you niggas are doubting. So don't sit here and act like, oh, she just cheated. Because I ain't going to say every woman is a cheater. Especially, bro, because it's easy to say that, bro, about a black woman, bro. It's easy to say about... I think she did up and leave after a fight. Saying, though, you think she up and left after the fight? A lot of y'all take y'all girl back after she cheat. Things unravel from there. So you can't say that they can't reconcile. You can't sit here and act like they can't go through some shit and fix it. I don't know. Do you think the other man is actually the reason for the divorce, or could he simply be the person everyone noticed after the marriage? The most important day might not just be July 30th, though. It might be the day they actually separated. A divorce filing tells us when somebody filed. It don't tell us when the marriage actually ended. And what are we blaming the person who appeared after the marriage was already gone? What if she cheated with another dude and they broke up because of that? And then she went and ran off with Big Red because she didn't have anywhere to go or didn't want to get, repercussions. We don't know. So we have Dalton's version, and potentially Sako's version is coming up next. And I think that's very important because imagine that Dalton's version is one thing, and then Sako comes out and says, no, this is what happened. So she says something else. That could completely change how everybody sees this story. Maybe she confirms some of what people are saying, and maybe she completely destroys the internet narrative. Maybe she explains that the marriage had already been over long before the public knew. And maybe she says the other man had nothing to do with the divorce. And maybe she could reveal nobody has even considered. She revealed something that nobody even thought about. We don't know. And that's why I'm gonna sit here and pretend I know. That's why I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know. I'm not gonna sit. So I'm gonna finish this video out for y'all, and this is where I wrap it all up. I'm not gonna tell you Sako definitely cheated. We don't know that, I'm not gonna tell you Dalton's friend definitely betrayed him. We don't know that. I'm not gonna tell you the divorce happened because of one specific incident, and I'm not gonna tell you the February case proves anything about Sako. I'm not gonna tell you the whole thing is fake. I don't know that, and I don't think the fucking internet does either. What I can tell you that there's now confirmed the divorce filing. There's a marriage that has clearly reached a major turning point, and there's a child whose future matters more than anybody's internet argument. It's a friend-related controversy that needs evidence before allegations become facts. And there's a woman who indicated that she's ready to tell her side of the story. So the question I want everybody thinking about are, when did Dalton actually separate from Sako? When did Dalton, why did he file for divorce? Where is Sako now? What does Sako say happened? What did Dalton say happened? When did the other man enter the picture? Was he actually romantically involved with Sako? Was there someone else? Or is the internet building a relationship out of an appearance? Just because they were together doesn't mean they're in a relationship. If there was a relationship, when did it begin? Was it after the marriage ended, during the separation, or before? If Dalton's friend really became involved with his ex-wife, was that disloyal? Or was that marriage already over enough that the friendship rules no longer apply? No, you can't date my ex. If me and you boys and I break up with my girl and you get with my girl, that's disloyal. Can you genuinely protect your friend's wife without eventually crossing emotional boundaries? Does a friend owe you loyalty after your marriage ends? Can somebody be morally wrong when they're legally allowed to do something? Does cheating during a marriage have different consequences from dating after the separation? Proven adultery potentially matter to spousal support in West Virginia? How would the custody work? How would parenting time work? How would child support work? And most importantly, what's going to happen to the child while all of this plays out? Because there's a child involved. Does Dalton and Sako eventually move on? Can Dalton replace Sako and continue his content? Can Sako replace Dalton and continue her content? The internet can eventually move on, and everybody else needs to move on, and whatever. So what really happened between Dalton and Sako? We don't know. If Sako does come forward with a full story, that's when we could go back through this entire timeline and figure out what actually happened. Because maybe the question ain't who left who, and maybe the question is, why did they stop being a married couple? Who stole whose girl? Was there ever anything to steal? Maybe who's the villain ain't the question. Did this marriage already end before the audience knew that it was in trouble? We don't know. We don't know. But I do have a few videos. A few videos. So they're also saying that Dalton is using again. So if you know, Dalton is a recovering addict. Fliz asks, I'm not sure. I brought up Stephen because there's possibly a cheating pattern. Really? She has a pattern for cheating. They have videos posted where Sako was on a camera talking to hold on, y'all. Y'all see this? They have videos posted where Sako was on camera talking to Dalton. She had went shopping with her family. She was also on social media, so Dalton couldn't have been too controlling or abusive. She still has their kids, so if he is a drug addict, abusive, controlling man, why would Sako leave their child with him? Maybe he lost weight because he gained so much after getting his life cleaned up. Everyone wants to talk about Dalton being a drug addict, which is lame because why would you throw someone's past in their face? If Sako thought he was so bad, why run off and leave their baby? So they said, I know someone from Dalton's neck of the woods. He was indeed using again, which could explain a lot of the massive loss of weight. I quit following him Anyone that puts their life out there then gets mad because folks assume and they troll and rage bait. It's just sick to me. And the difference, then no difference than Josh Catlett. Guarantee it's a matter of time. He pissed the mayor off too. There's a lot of people apparently don't know Dalton is a controlling and abusive to Sako. Kept her from everyone, her friends and family. He just recently started allowing her sister to come by, but only if she came over there. She wasn't allowed to leave. It's sad because I noticed the difference in her. Hmm.
I don't fuck with you.
Oh, Dalton. Okay, so this is from TikTok. They drank a lot, so who knows? We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. So Sako comments, "Oh Dalton, who knows?" The ENT Sako. And yeah, I'm not your friend, Dalton, so I'm finna shoot my style at Sako too. If y'all ain't together no more. This B-boy, we ain't worried, keep my name out your mouth. I know your truth. You're not really like that, bro. And I can't wait until Sako exposed the real truth about your BA. You can only manipulate the internet for so long until the truth rise. But at the end of the day, you're a little girl. PTP.
This shit. What's good?
Bro, this nigga. Glad to see some people out here can read between the lines of the bullshit. Did Dalton not call his name? Did Dalton not insinuate that he is the one of the men? He is one of the men Sako cheated with. So Dalton can throw accusations, but others are supposed to control how they respond. Y'all really some goofy people. Dalton threw that man under the bus, and he is supposed to be all cool, calm, and collected. Y'all really be delusional. So if someone went on the internet, told lies about you, made you seem like a scumbag, you're gonna just be all nice. That's y'all problem. Y'all always want to police how people react to certain things. I bet you if Dalton said he want to beat their A, you would be in all support of it. Man, go somewhere with that. Hmm. Interesting take. Interesting take.
What's good, everybody?
So here's Sako's page. This is what she posted 18 hours ago. The truth will set you free.
What's good, everybody? Man, we gonna make this shit as quick as. What's good, everybody? Shit, as quick as possible, cause I don't really do this internet shit, but niggas mentioning my name on the internet. So, like I said, you want to talk about it, Dalton? We can talk about it, bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about it. How you been manipulating this woman for so long? And now that she tired of your shit, she ready to go. Now you still trying to manipulate and make it seem like she left you and did something wrong. I filed for the divorce first. Ugh. You's a whole bitch, nigga. She left your ass. Just because you filed a divorce first don't mean nothing. That don't mean she did something wrong. You just trying to manipulate the internet, bro. We know the truth. I know your truth, bruh. And I can't wait until she exposed that shit on your bitch ass. She just gonna sprinkle it on your ass, a little at a time. I can't wait till she do that, cause you's a whole hoe for real, nigga. You could have called me and Highlight, nigga. You's a bitch. And we can do it however you want to do it. We can keep it however you want to keep it. We can go to the physical, the gloves, whatever, nigga. You's a bitch. I'm going to be our security whether you like it or not. And let's just keep it funky, nigga. You don't like me because of this. You know, you don't like me because of this. Let's keep it real. You doing all that shit talking to all them people.
I don't think it has anything to do, bro. As black people, we gotta start making stuff about race, bro. It has nothing to do with your skin color, bro. He doesn't like you because you are possible. Let's say 4 months ago, he don't like you because you the nigga that when his wife get mad and want to run off, you gonna be trying to save a bitch instead of letting them figure they shit out. You the back door, you a back door gremlin. That's why he don't like you. He don't dislike you because of the color of your skin. You light skin. He probably don't like me because you light skin with an orange beard. He don't dislike you because of you light skin with an orange beard. He don't dislike you because you a light skinned nigga with freckles and a receding hairline. He don't like you because you a backdoor junkie. You're dishonest. You're disloyal. You have no morals, no coof, no self-respect, no dignity. You gonna go try to play simp to another man's wife who was your friend. That's why he don't like you. Cause of where your morals lie. I hate when the motherfuckers be having fucked up morals and be sick in the soul and be like, oh, they don't like me because of this. No, we don't like you because you're a fucking scumbag. You went to that man's house on 4th of July playing buddy buddy with him and low key was plotting on his wife. That's why he doesn't like you. I hate you, bitch ass nigga. I hate people like that. They be, oh, they don't like me because of how people fuck with me. No, I don't care who fuck with you. A bitch don't like you because you're a piece of shit. That's why. You're a piece of boo-boo. And Dalton could be a piece of shit on his own in his own regard. Dalton, I'm not taking up for Dalton in any means. If he beat that lady up or if he talks to people crazy, if he fucked up in his own way, he's fucked up too. But what Kevin Gates say, just cause you pussy don't mean it's not gonna make me pussy. Just cause you fucked up don't mean that I'm gonna be fucked up just cause you fucked up. If I was never fucked up, I'm gonna keep being who I am. You only do fucked up shit if you a fucked up motherfucker. You fucked up, bro. You green as fuck, bro. Not at all. If Sako with that, she blind as fuck. He look like a grandpa. Yeah, he is chopped, bro. That brother is chopped, bro. You know he look. Who that nigga, bro? That be with Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. I can't find that nigga, bro. Oh man, when I find that, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, bro. Ruined your brand in 2 minutes. Not you passing negativity and inserting yourself in someone else's marriage with the past, the positivity sign behind you. What a clown. Dalton handled it with respect and you comes to the internet. Wait, what a clown. Dalton handled it with respect and here comes to the internet tough guy. Here comes the internet tough guy. You know where he lives. Why not go say it to his face? Right. I know your truth. Yet he was helping you learn how to do content. All Dalton said was she was seen with y'all in good hands. What's wrong with that? If y'all didn't do anything wrong, there shouldn't be a response. A hit dog will holler. This is because this is how guilty people act to try to play victim. He still could have learned the truth. He could have went there with good intentions. We don't know. Exactly my thoughts, because if it wasn't nothing, why is this man being so defensive? He's implying that they're backstabbing him. That's what's wrong. Have a feeling it's because people who was at his friend's 40th birthday are saying him and Sako were holding hands all over each other. Because he was low-key taking jabs. Y'all know what's going on. What he's doing. This is the one. He's all I know your truth. Well, his truth is sleeping with a married woman. So how's that supposed to win a point? Right. He just put out there where she was. Didn't say one thing bad that I heard about her. You can't tell sarcasm ruins your brand in 2 minutes. The truth is this dude is a butterball turkey. Nah, cause don't act like the way Dalton was speaking on him that highlight isn't a problem. All that sarcasm, the screenshots, and the implication that she was essentially having sex with the two of them is grimy. I would be pissed off too if my friend hopped on the internet implying crazy stuff about me and the mother of his kids that he respects so much. Y'all gotta read between the lines. See, one thing about reading between the lines is a lot of times y'all read between the lines so much that y'all forget to read the actual lines. You so stuck on trying to read between the lines, you're not reading what's actually there. You can't take what a bitch implicated. You can only take what a bitch said. When you in court, it's not about implications. They only write down what you said. The transcript, the court stenographer only types what you said. They don't type what you insinuate, nigga. You're absolutely right that Dalton did expose all of this. This dude responded, not by answering the allegations, but by saying Dalton hates him because of his skin. If there was any wrongdoing going on, then there should only be a response from Sako, not from this dude. Since he doesn't do the internet stuff like he says, and if there was any wrongdoing, backpedaling and pulling the race victim card doesn't look good at all. But I guess we'll see how it plays out. Y'all reading this with me? Is she talking about me? Hey, shorty talking about me. I swear she talking about me. Look, I was just in her inbox yesterday. She talking about me. Only a handsome chocolate nigga can heal me right now. That pussy keep calling me. Oh, she talking about me, gang. She talking about me. Oh, but nah, that's for another day. One day I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. You feel me? How I get down. But for right now, we just doing this YouTube. You know what I mean? Let's pull up some more clips. She's talking about a handsome chocolate nigga. You know if you talking about me. Why would Sako leave her child behind? That's a good question, bro. But honestly, Dalton probably didn't let her take the child. We don't know. It's only spec. He probably didn't let her take the kid, or she probably. They were saying that Dalton wouldn't let her leave, so she could have left in a rush. But also, if Dalton is such an abuser and so narcissistic, manipulator, and he's such a bad person, who would leave their child with a person like that? That's a good question, bro. Why would Sako leave her child behind? If she's in Ohio and she in the club, and it's another thing. There are a lot of women. I don't know if I already said this, but there are a lot of women, bro, who choose the marriage life and say they want to settle down, and they say they want to settle down and say they want to start a family. They want to move to the big house and be with one man, but then they get that, and then they start missing the whole life, and they'll throw their families away. They'll throw the man who loves them, who would throw it all away for them. They'll throw him. They'll make him look like he the worst guy in the world. Make him look like a monster, so they could justify going back to the streets. A lot of women love the streets. A lot of women want to know if they still got it. Want to know if they could still get guys. And a lot of women never really got the guys that they wanted like that. Then they got older and was like, oh, I should do what Cardi B does, or I should do what Lotto does. And then they go out and try to play the field in the streets after they already got the end goal. Marriage is the end goal. So they'll do all that and then go play in the streets, lose their man, lose their husband, and when they wore out and tired, come back looking for marriage. after they realized the streets wasn't nothing. I feel like honestly, Sako might be trying to see if she knows she look good. She getting gassed up, niggas all in her inbox. Girl, you thick as fuck. Bro, I swear to God, I'll take Sako ass down. But all that go to their head, and then they see all these. You know, when you in a relationship, the hoes be everywhere. You can't look, you look left, right, hoes everywhere. Oh, we love you. The hoes fucking with you. The niggas, female, same way. The niggas fucking with you when you in a relationship. When that relationship over, you realize don't nobody really motherfucking want your ass, but the person that you got. Then you get to realize, damn, bro, was they just doing that because they wanted me, or did they want what my person had? And now that that person don't have me no more, they don't even want me no more. A lot of times that's the case, and I feel like she playing the field, bro. She tired of living that slow single mother quiet life, and she wanted to run around with DJ Highlight and fucking Mark. And who else is the other dude you said was? What's it's foul, bro, but honestly it's not wrong, bro. Everybody. So if Sako, and also I saw somebody say that earlier, that this is not the first time it happened. Stephen Albert. Apparently she cheated with somebody named Stephen Albert. I don't know what he has to do with this. I don't know if it's true or not. But you gotta think, like, if she has a behavior, this is why you don't cuff hoes or girls who used to be hoes. You can't turn a hoe to a housewife, bro. Because eventually she gonna miss who she used to be. A lot of people revert back to the original version of themselves when they get unhappy. It's like a relapse, like doing drugs. You get off drugs. Say your mom dies and you so depressed, you don't know what to do, so you start doing drugs again. Or you was a hoe. You used to like fucking. You used to love fucking. You making money while you fucking at the same time. It's a win-win. A lot of women don't gotta work a job because it's easy to lay on your back and get fucked. Plus, it's a lot of fun to them. Maybe she liked fucking. Maybe she. I'm not saying she was a hoe, but if she was a hoe, you get to a point where you just had a baby, you get postpartum depression, you in the house by yourself with this white dude, and you don't feel like he's appreciating you or treating you or whatever. He might not be fucking you right, whatever the case may be. You get depressed. You got all these people hitting you up like, oh, you're so fun, I'll change your life, I'll do this and that for you. And you're like, I'm laying around with this suck ass nigga. You get depressed. What you do when you depressed, you do something to make yourself happy. If fucking was what made you happy, you might go back to fucking. It happens, bro. And as a person, bro, you even as a husband, emotional codependency, CMC. Oh, emotional codependency. You found, bro. That's the word, emotional codependency. And that being said, bro, you as a human being, you can't make nobody happy. You can't make nobody sad. It's not your job to keep nobody happy. If they're not happy already by themselves, they can't make themselves happy. It's not your job to figure out why. It's not your job to figure out why they're not happy. It's not your job to say go out your way to try to make somebody happy who not happy. Yeah, bro, you definitely do things to make that person feel special. You do things to let that person know you appreciate them. But you will never make a motherfucker happy if they not happy with themselves, bro. Emotional codependency, bro. They'll look for that happiness in other people. You could go above and beyond and do everything in your power. And then it could be a nigga who come along and buy her a $20 bracelet. And she'll be more happy with that $20 bracelet than she was with you buying her a ranch and a 4-wheeler and all that shit like that. It's not your job. It's not you. It don't got nothing to do with you. It's nothing you could do. When the shit done, bro. She had a lot of emotional codependency, possibly. We don't know. But we're not gonna sit here and act like shit perfect. If shit's supposed to be perfect, or everything was on Dalton. Everything not on Dalton, because all I keep seeing is Dalton's the narcissist. Dalton's the manipulator. Dalton's wrong. Dalton is an abuser. He's a monster. He's Dalton. And you never hear, all you hearing is Sako was a victim and she ran away with a dude. And now she's dealing with the dude. You're not hearing about, oh, Sako cheated on her, with Steven Albert, or Sako stole some money, or Sako used to curse him out too, or Sako used to get mad and jump on him. Somebody said those type of relationships never last because there's always the next attraction. Right, bro. And then they always find out the grass ain't greener on the other side. And then they go back to the original person who was going above and beyond, and they be accepting them back with open arms. Oh, I love you, baby. Oh, be a man, nigga. Be a man. If she leave, let her go, bro. Go get you another one, bro. The steroids have made him crazy and aged a son. He seems very narcissistic. Now, I do agree. He does seem like a narcissist, but I'm trying to think of it objectively. I'm just trying to go against, play devil's advocate, because what the internet is speculating, there are so many different ways you could look at it. But one thing we don't know is the actual facts. And that's the only thing I want to pull from it. So we can throw out some ideas. We could throw out some hypotheses. We could definitely throw out a bunch of, but this is just speculation. After all of the information that we read up on and that we've taken from this, we're just trying to come up with some ideas. Who's going to be right? The steroids have made him crazy and aged a ton. So I did see Dalton bald headed now. He used to be so much like, he used to be a fat boy. He done lost a lot of weight. The girl said he done started relapsing. That's why he lost all that weight. But I don't think it's drugs, bro. Let's check this guy out though.
Well, what's going on with Dalton and Sako? I last talked to Dalton the day before his latest post, which left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Now, I did know they were taking a little break from social media, which is very much needed as a content creator from time to time. However, I did not know about his mother's diagnosis, so please show the man some sympathy and compassion in his comments, at least until we know more. But yeah, Dalton's last post was cryptic and strange to leave his fans in the dark like that, but it's clear he's going through a lot right now. And you should not use that as an excuse to presume anything about his relationship. I mean, people make assumptions about my marriage all the time, and it's wrong. Let him speak first. I will say that as of Friday, him and Sako were on good terms, and I know that because we were in the early stages of talking about a potential social media and OF collaboration. Oh, no. I don't mean to churn the rumor mill, but I do really hope that text conversation the day prior didn't contribute to anything between the two of them. Not everybody is cool with that stuff like my wife and I, but I will say I don't know Dalton or Sako personally. It's just, I guess I inspired him back in the day. Then he far surpassed me as an entertainer. Now he inspires me, but if he's got any friends, go check on him, please.
Alright, this guy's a clout chaser. This guy's a clout chaser. Once you get tattoos on your eyeballs, you a clout chaser. Forget y'all even seen that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have played that. That guy's a clout chaser. So, what's this?
So the internet has quickly found out that Dalton does have charges against him from back in February. And here are those charges. It was actually the day after Valentine's Day. It was February 15th of this year. The charges were 2 counts of domestic battery.
Alright, that's not true either. None of that stuff is true. So everything after this is just people putting out a bunch of BS. Let's see if Dalton said anything recently. And as you can see, Sako and Dalton is still the profile picture of their page. The description is still Sako and Dalton. They've gained 2.2 million followers.
Well, there seems to be some confusion around here. I know this is hard to believe, but unfortunately, yesterday's video was true. I really do not know where Sako's at. Now, if that concerns you, have no fear. She was recently spotted with my good friends DJ Highlight and Mark.
So Sako gets caught out in Columbus, Ohio, man. Look, boom, she gets caught. She sees the camera, boom. So they're both staring at the camera. They're both like, shit, we're caught. You know what I'm saying? But then they walk by highlight, and they both try to stand in front. Like, they're trying to block her so that people can't record her. And bro's like, shit, he caught her.
Which makes a lot of sense because I got this message from a complete stranger earlier in July. I just seen Sako at a hotel with a black dude and Mary at a, I'm not black. Followed up by this text message. I decided to send the random stranger a picture of Sako, Mark, and myself. Here's what he said. That is interesting. Which makes a lot of sense because then I saw this. Here she is with Mark again. See? Everybody can stop worrying. She's with our friends. In fact, we're such good friends, Highlight and Mark came down to our 4th of July party. Look at those studs. And while they were here, I taught them both how to be content creators.
Well, Red, I guess we're hillbillies now.
Or rednecks.
Either way, you learn from the best.
Bro, what are you doing?
Oh, he's fine. The weight limit's like 400 pounds. Get on up there. I mean, we're all such great friends that Mark and Highlight would send us their merch so me and Sako would promote it for them. There's a little promotion for you, buddy. Anyways, as you can see, she's in great hands and everything's good. As far as the divorce goes, that is 100% real. I did file on July 30th. Now, I know everybody wants some of that piping hot tea. But you're not going to get any of that today. Sako is the mother of my child, and I respect her. Everybody have a great day. Well, there seems to be some confusion around here. I know this is hard to believe, but
So that's pretty much everything that we have. That's pretty much everything broken down. I gave y'all 2 hours of my life speaking on this. And CMC TMT. Straight man who invested in this story probably found out about it from their girlfriend. I ain't even gonna lie. I found out about this from my girlfriend too. I actually just recently stopped fucking with the bitch because we'll find out another day. But yeah, bro. My girl was. It was weird because when I first learned about this, he randomly popped up on my timeline. So I sent the video to my girl, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know them." And then she started telling me all this shit. I'm like, "Damn, I should make a video about it." But I didn't want to make the video too early because there's so much information coming out slowly that I didn't want to put some. I hate when I make a video and then right after I make the video, more information comes out. So I waited till substantial information came out so I could make this video, and now I can make a part 2 once Sako tells her side of the story. So this is going to be a continuing series, the Dalton and Sako series, I guess, on my YouTube channel. And if y'all want to follow me for more trending stories, trending topic, and to have more live discussions and to talk about just anything in the world, because I talk about everything from fucking Charleston White to motherfucking fucking the Beatles, nigga. I talk about everything. So if you want more live discussions and you want to chat it up and you want to grow in my community and join the conversation, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel and make sure y'all like the video. She woke me about the divorce screaming. I thought that shit was really wrong. But if you want to have more discussions, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. I'm about to get off of here. I'm about to go get me something to eat, man. I appreciate everybody for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please hype the video. I want to thank everybody who's been supporting me and rocking with my channel all